Okay, great day once again. We're back. So we've been looking at this discussion for quite some time now, and how to make money, wealth from your dormant property. So my name still remains Okpe Oluwa Oni, and being emotionally attached to a property can be one of the biggest obstacles that you can ever have. You making money from your property or creating wealth from your property. I've seen different people have properties that are not, for one reason or the other, they become debt capital, and instead of them to just sell out and get out, they just hold on to it and they are emotionally attached to it. I'm going to give two examples as we round up this series, hopefully today. There's a particular piece of property that this old money guy bought the place, took forever, used it for an event center. He started the construction when the event center was at its peak. By the time he finished construction, everybody is already putting up tents. He built a mansion using it for an event center, and eventually it became too expensive for people to even rent the place. It was increasing the price, and the environment, people were not ready to pay, and it became very, very unprofitable. The same guy has a piece of property beside and opposite the same piece of event center, and afterwards he wanted to sell that piece of land because he wanted to use it for an hotel, but because the event center was not performing very well, so he decided to sell that place because he feels that that is not a good location. He will move to a better location that he feels will help him to generate the required money. So he put up the property at the premium, and people were just telling him, see, guy, you cannot sell this thing. And because he was emotionally attached to it, for years now, event center is not performing, the land is not performing, none is performing, and he's still emotionally glued to it. He's not facing the reality yet. All he keeps saying is that, do you know how much I used to buy the land? Do you know how much I used to build the property? Oh my goodness. Investment and property is not like that. There's a time to get in. If you fail to get in when it was time to get in, you are going to lose out. Okay, so different advices, but was just too emotionally blinded to take the right decision. Okay, so we've started this series. So today I'm going to just look at how do you get cash flow from that dormant or dead property. Number one is you need to still research the market. So how is the market doing right now? That is very, very important, because if you don't know how the market is doing right now, it's almost impossible for you to know what, because there are different markets, like I mentioned. For instance, there's a guy that owns about 12 acres of land facing Lekki Expressway, and the best utilization of that land was for him to rent it out to guys that are doing what's it called, parking big trucks. And today, because of all the development in that, this is making money, serious money from that property. So it depends on where your property is and the reason why it is dormant, so we determine how you can make money from it. So we look at selling it out, and today we just look at something very simple, which is putting in for cash flow. So number one is you research out the market. So what are the demands? Is it a school? Is it bakery? Is it car wash? Is it a truck or park? Like I mentioned the example. So is it a mechanic village that will sell auto dealership, or partnering with some MSME companies, like all these mechanics have association, Beaters have association. All of them can come together and just rent your whole big land. Truck drivers association. All these things are options that you really need to look at, and say, okay, if I'm the one doing this business, where am I going to put my truck, for instance, or how useful is this land going to be for me? Okay, so those are some of the things you really need to put yourself in the shoe of the people that are coming to get this piece of property. Okay, so that's very, very important. Then the next one is for you to identify the demography of the people that are willing to pay, right? Okay, if you are looking at truck drivers, most of them are probably from middle belt, northern Nigerians, and old. Okay, and most of them are traditional driver. Maybe their father was a driver or driver father was a motor boy. The psychology of these people needs to be studied so that you know the kind of people that you want to give your space for. For instance, the guy I was talking about that um, does the basically what he did for them that makes the place very very attractive was that he built a mini mosque. Even though he was a Christian, he built a mini mosque, put up a borehole and erect it, and told them they are the one that will maintaining it. And lo and behold, it attracted a lot of people because of a lot of people from that part type of religion does that a lot. And later on, he added a fellowship that holds every Sunday in that same place for people to enjoy. It's okay, so that there won't be religious disparity. Okay, then after doing all of these things, you now position the property for such. You see, sometimes the bait might be free to get free people. If you have an empty property and you are looking at farming, for instance, get somebody that will come and use it for free for farming. And with all the things that you have put in place to help the guys um, get a result, as soon as the guys start getting good results, some people will make more inquiries. Say, let you one bed. Do you still have land? 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 For instance, now there was this guy that owns an uncompleted building, and I told him that, see, guy, you own an uncompleted building, good, no problem. However, this uncompleted building can be rented out to furniture maker. They are going to do the roof and they are going to use it for a period of time. And he signed a deal with the first guy, put it in shape, but don't pay me rent for the first 2 years. And after the first 2 years, guy was cashing out in millions. Okay, so that's the way it works. So you might need to have some compromises before you start getting the desired cash flow. Remember, this property was dormant, of course, in the first place, so you're really not making money from it, but you can now and start making some serious dough from it by positioning it very very well. Number four is advertise, use media, use flyers, depending on where these properties are. You need to do the work, okay, or outsource it, right? Then numbers um five, use local agents within the community, just the same way you want to learn, sell. When you want to let lease or put it up for cash flow, you still need to use the local community. And number six, you can almost guess, use the LCDAs, use the association, go and do meet the chairman of association after doing your feasibility study. For instance, now you can decide to go and meet association of private school owners. They have an association, private school owners that does not have government approval yet. They are working towards government approval because they need a building. You can go and meet them. See, I have this property. Can you guys use it for first 2 years? Put it up to shape, and you agree all the things they are going to do. But from the third year, you start paying me. So that's another, because see, a lot of people don't realize something. As soon as you stop work on a particular project, it can take almost forever for that project to get ready. That's just the truth. Okay. Then next is you had good compensation, which is where I'm going to be drawing the curtain. Compensation, like I mentioned, when you are selling, is very very important. Something juicy. If it's an association you are making a presentation to, tell the chairman of the association that, see, if anybody goes or buy or rent this property, as soon as I get paid, I will do a toilet for your association, I will get a bus for your association, I will pay you something, right? Because what it means for the chairman is that we will lay claim that it was my regime that this is done, and it's basically just exchanging their contact for the value that you have. It's just being smart. Sometimes compensation is not about just paying money, or maybe form of kickbacks and all of those things. It just requires some creative thinking. Look at the need of the person that is giving you this door, open door, and just align with that need. Sometimes it's as simple as that. Just align with that need, and you just realize that it's a win-win both for you and for the person that is getting this deal done. I remember there was a guy that wanted to get a store at a particular mall, and because this guy has done janitor somewhere and all of those things, and he told the mall guy that, see, give me this store I'm going to clean up your mall for you for the next 1 year. And if my service is good for free, if my service is good, I won't, you start paying me for my service for the second year, and I'll start paying for the space I'm getting at the mall too from the second year. So it was like a win-win, because the guys realized that there was a gap. The mall was not being kept clean very, very well, and he feels that he can do it. So he got some guys because of his this thing. He got some guys, talked there and said, "See, these are my guys. See, we need to do this for me, do this for me, and I will adequately compensate you." And he was able to strike a deal with them, and they did it for a whole year. He got the space he needed, got more customer, make more money, and everybody in the mall says, "See, we need to retain this guy." So that's the same way he was able to own a store in the mall, and at the same time got the contract for cleaning the mall. So it's just about critical thinking and examining your environment when it comes to the place of compensation. Okay, so my name still remains Ope Oluwa Oni, and don't forget to like, share, subscribe if any of these things have made some sense to you in one way or the other. Okay, so don't allow anybody to talk you into the fact that you cannot win. You are born to win, and you will win. So go and play big so that you can win big. Bye for now.